everybody. Happy Friday talk. Here we are in October 13th, Friday the 13th, which is of course 13 was in old days the feminine, day of the feminine. It was a strong day where the divine feminine was alive and well in our consciousness. As we have moved away from that energy into our more masculine energy, which is not negative at all in itself. The divine masculine, the divine feminine are both supremely needed, balanced, the yin and the yang. But we have moved into a toxic masculine, which has also pulled with it a toxic feminine. And we end up living in a world of conflict. And we also end up living in a world of conflict all around. So when we look at what's going on in the Middle East right now, we can see that these are conflicts that are thousands of years old, right? They've been going on for a long time. And it saddens us, right? It's a heartbreak that humans are killing other humans all the time. Sure, some people call them one race and another race, and that those two races can't get along. But when you look at the translations of the gods that they worship, it's the same God. Yes? And when we look deeper, when we go into our esoteric teachings, and we find that love is that prevailing, pervasive energy behind everything, we start to understand what oneness really means. We start to understand and grasp the concept of unity beneath the surface. A lot like if we look at an ocean, on the surface we have waves, we have ripples. As you go down, you don't only have to go down very little, you find stillness. And then the deeper you go, the more still it gets. Our consciousness is much like that. And there's a collective consciousness on our world where the ripples are what we see happening in the Middle East. These are ripples of conflicts where we believe in the conflict. We believe that we are different. We believe that we don't bleed red. We believe that we are truly made different. And of course, that's a huge fallacy that plays into the hands of the large corporations, of the war machinery, of everything that wants to keep us in fear, in a lower state of vibration. And when we are in that lower state, it is much easier to control each one of us, you and me. So if we move our awareness back into ourselves, we reconnect to Earth Mother, we reconnect to the energies of this world, we reconnect to Father Sky. We become much stronger. And as we become stronger in our energy field, we also can start to use discernment. Is this something healthy or unhealthy? Is this good or bad? There is a feeling and a thought in the spiritual community that good or bad is just labels. But there are things that are factually bad, and there are things that are factually healthy and good. And that doesn't mean that something bad can't play out for the better in the long run. What we're going through right now in the Middle East is a part of humanity's shadow. We have a huge shadow where we say we believe in peace, but we act war. We say we believe in love, but we act hate. That's our shadow. And so what's coming up in the Middle East and in all our political games and the behind the scenes manipulations and propaganda is our shadow. It's the dishonesty that most of us live in, right? We live with that in our system. So as you move back home to your inner core, to your understanding, we start to see through the veil of conflict, the veil of the illusion. We start to see through that even though emotionally we can it's very easy to get caught up in the right and the wrong. In this side is right, that side is wrong. It's very easy to get caught up in it. But it's like the waves on the surface of the ocean. We are mistaking the waves for the ocean. So when you get sucked up into the waves, you're on the top of the ocean. We are not grounded. We are not centered. And what also happens is we're adding to the conflict by lending our energy to in the quantum field, right? In the level of the unseen, in the realm of the unseen. When you support, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this, you're adding hate to the equation. You're not adding love. So what we want to do is keep coming back home. We want to keep coming back home to ourselves. You come back home to yourself, to your heart, to your body, to the core of yourself, to your life force energy. As we align with the life force energy, we realize that anything that goes against creation of life could, to a certain degree, be considered negative. It depends on the context, right? Everything is contextual. But building bombs to try and love or bomb people into loving you, how well is that going to work out? Forcing people into submission to create peace, how well is that going to work out? It's only going to create more conflict, more tension. So when we come back home, and it is a lot like what Jesus talked about, right? Jesus said, turn the other cheek to your enemy. What happens if you turn the other cheek? You have no enemy. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying that it's an easy thing to do if you're watching your people getting slaughtered in front of you. But I am saying that in the level of quantum, on the level of the deeper levels of our reality, when we turn our other cheek and we see that, they're not my enemy in reality. On the deeper sense of reality, nobody is my enemy. It's only on the surface level that it seems like it. Turning the other cheek means that I understand the deeper level of reality. I sit in the deeper level of reality. I understand that we are all created from the same source, that we are all coming from life force energy, that there is no, it's like if you think about trees, different trees attacking each other, really attacking each other. You're like, wait a second, what's going on here? So we come back home over and over and over. And this is also why peace is the only solution. Love is the only answer. There are no other answers that are sustainable. War is not a sustainable answer. Fighting is not a sustainable answer. It might be a temporary solution, as in defending yourself if you need to. But it's not a solution. Not a long-term sustainable solution. It never is. So, we are coming back home to ourselves, into our love. And we grieve for the people who have lost people. We grieve for the lost ones. We grieve for the tortured ones, the scarred ones. We send them love and light to help them heal the traumas that are being inflicted on all of us. Yes, there are the center of the conflict, the impact is impossibly hard and difficult to even imagine. But we are all feeling the effects of it. It ripples through the quantum field, our emotional system. And to a very big degree, this is of course what the powers to be, the powers in charge of the manipulation, want us to feel. More fear and the more anger we feel, the easier we are to control. So we come back home over and over and over. So, this was a little bit of a heavy Happy Friday talk, but it is still Happy Friday. We are still alive. If you're watching this, you are still alive. And we want to keep breathing into our body so that we can keep moving towards love, so we can keep being part of that solution. Yes. So much love, everybody. Happy weekend. Namaste and aho.